I'm Elise. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a book haul. I have around me all of the books that I have acquired from the end of March, April and the kind of beginning of May. There is quite a lot more books here than I thought there was. I thought this was going to be a nice little modest book haul for 2 months. But not as small as I thought it was going to be. But I have always said I love having a lot of books. I am a book reader and a book collector, and they are separate hobbies to me. I absolutely love buying books. It brings me joy. So yeah, I thought that we'll just go through all of them. I'm pretty sure all of these are ones that I haven't mentioned in my previous book haul. If there is any repeats, I'm sorry, I tried to check. But I have organised them into piles. So I have my pre-orders, the books that I just bought for myself because I wanted them, my monthly subscription boxes, and then other miscellaneous special editions. Okay, I think I'm going to go through my pre-orders first. I don't actually have too many. But the first one I do also have another special edition of, which I'm going to talk about later, but it is the Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. This is the sequel to Swordcatcher, which I did enjoy, not quite as much as I thought I was going to as a massive Cassie Clare stan, but I am still really excited to read this one because the first book felt like a lot of setup, so I feel like we're going to get the payoff of that in this. This is I think it's the Waterstones special edition, so I think it's just a slightly different colorway, like they're flipped maybe. And then it has black sprayed edges, and then also this pretty foiling on the naked hardback. This next one I completely forgot I pre-ordered, and I was actually kind of disappointed when I got it in the post, but it is this special edition of ACOTAR. I have really mixed opinions on this. I do think they look nice, don't get me wrong. I actually like the black more than the bright coloured paperbacks. But for like a special edition, anniversary edition, this just isn't it. Like it's literally just black with some sprayed edges, and then the Night Court edition on the back. So when this came in the post, I was a little bit annoyed with myself for pre-ordering it, but I have it now. Then I have The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. This is, I believe, related in some way to the Magnolia Parks universe, like not directly, but I think there's some kind of like character links in it. I have not read Magnolia Parks. I did start trying to read the first one actually last month, and I just wasn't in the mood for it. Like I was enjoying it, but I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I did put it down. But this one, I love the cover of this one so much. I've also heard really good things about this one from people that I trust, so I am really excited to just hopefully binge all of Jessa Hastings' books. Then I have one that it would not be a video from me without talking about Rena Kent. So I obviously have Kiss the Villain by Rena Kent. I read this when it came out in March. I know a lot of people didn't love this book. I absolutely loved it. I ate this book up, and I'm so happy to have the physical copy in my hands. And then the last 2 pre-orders I have are 2 kind of publisher special editions of one of my favourite series. So I have Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 2 and 3 by Mojang Tongju. These are the Seven Seas Deluxe hardcover editions. They are absolutely beautiful. I have been collecting them as they've been coming out. They're obviously in hardback, where the traditional series is all in paperback. They have completely redesigned covers. They have sprayed edges. They have end paper art and foiling. Like, they are just absolutely beautiful, and I am so excited to have the full set when they all come out. On to just books that I bought for myself because I wanted them to kind of fit with the theme. I have 3 volumes of A Heaven Official's Blessing here. So I have volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. I have been not fully binging, but kind of softly binging this series, and these were the last 3 volumes I needed to complete my collection, so I did of course have to buy them. As much as the deluxe hardcover editions are beautiful, I also love the paperbacks. Like, they are so like floppy and nice. The series does also have illustrations throughout it, so I'm going to try and find a non-spoiler one for you. This is one of my favourite illustrations just in general, and it's of my favorite character. So yeah, you do get illustrations throughout the standard paperbacks as well, but I love this series. I needed to have the full set. Then this is a book that I actually read last year on my Kindle, and I didn't have a physical copy of, and I really wanted to get one. Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Roche. There is a UK cover of this book, which I really don't like, so I went out of my way to get the US copy. This also does have sprayed edges, and it's really nice and floppy. I absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It is such a cute, fun, like Christmas rom-com. Then I have 2 sequels here. So I have Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I read Spark of the Everflame in April, absolutely loved it, and so I'm really eager to carry on with the series, so I of course had to get the paperback for book 2. And then I also have Savage Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. This is book 2 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, I think the series is called. The first one is Dark Fae. Again, read it in April, loved it. I absolutely love these authors, so I will just read anything they write. And speaking of them, I did also buy Neverkeep by the same authors. This is the first book in a new spin-off series that they are doing. It's set in the same world as Zodiac Academy, but it's still completely separate. I've also heard that this one is a lot more dark and heartbreaking, so I'm not going to be reading this for a little while. I want to get through quite a lot of their backlist first, but I am still really excited to read this, and I'm really happy I have this in the nice hardback. And then the last couple of books that I bought for myself, these are all indie editions that are going out of print, so I ran to go pick them up as quickly as I could. The first one is Mother of Death and Dawn by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 3 in the, what is the series called? War of Lost Hearts series. The first one is Daughter of No Worlds. I haven't read this series yet, but I have read the Serpent and the Wings of Night books from her and absolutely loved them. And when I heard that these were going out of print, I ran to find a copy of the third one. I absolutely love these original indie copies, and the naked hardbacks are so beautiful. So I'm very happy I have this. She has released the covers for the new editions, and I do think they're pretty. This is just like one of my favorite kind of covers for any book, so I'm so happy to have the OGs. Then I have Fairytale by Veronica Lancet. This is I think it's a kind of slightly gothic romance. I've heard a lot of people love this series, but I don't really know what it's about. And again, being picked up by a traditional publisher, I wanted the indie copy. There's just something about an indie paperback that I love, and like the chapter headers are gorgeous. I don't know when I'm gonna get to this one, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of intimidates me because she is a chunk. But I do want to get to this at some point soon, and I'm again happy I have it in my collection. And then the last two I have are Reign of Shadows and Endings and Storm of Secrets and Sorrows by Melissa K. Rorick. These are books 1 and 2 in the Legacy series. I did also order book 3, but Amazon fucked up my package somehow, so I do need to reorder it quite soon because, like I said, I know these are going out of print. And I haven't started this series, but I have started the Lady of Darkness series by Melissa K. Rorick, and I'm enjoying that series so far. And I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about this series, and I couldn't resist. Again, a beautiful, big, floppy indie paperback. Like, I can't say no to that. Then we will go into my monthly subscriptions. So I have said this in quite a few videos. I have too many book subscriptions. I have 3 Fairy Loot, I have the YA adult and fantasy romance, also soon the epic fantasy one, and then I have the standard monthly Illumicrate, and I did have the Afterlight subscription. I have cancelled it now, so I have 1 Afterlight book in here, but that's the last one that I will be getting kind of as a monthly thing. So I'll do the Illumicrate ones first because I have less of them. So the 1 Afterlight book I have is Fan Service by Rosie Dannon. This is an absolutely adorable copy. I feel like I have to say the reason I cancelled my Afterlight is not because the books aren't good and the editions aren't beautiful. They just tend to lean more rom-com, which isn't as much my thing, but the copies are beautiful, and like the naked hardback on this one I am obsessed with. It's like, is it like, I think 80s like VHS horror. It's so cute. This one I don't really know too much about. I think it is about, is it an actor who plays a werewolf? I don't know if he's actually a werewolf or if it's just he's playing a werewolf. I'm not really sure. This is one that while I love the copy, I'm not sure I'm going to be getting around to anytime soon, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, of course my SD card was full, so if the angle is slightly different, I apologize. We'll get into the 2 monthly Illumicrate books that I have. Okay, first off, we have the Prince Without Sorrow by, I'm going to absolutely butcher this name, I'm so sorry, Maithri Wijaskara? I know that I've pronounced that wrong. When I get around to reading this book, I will look up a proper pronunciation for the author, but this is such a cute copy. I absolutely love the color scheme on this one. It's got a pretty foiled hardback and really beautiful end paper art as well. This one I don't know anything about, really. Little kind of like header bits in here just say, a prince born into violence, a witch seeking revenge, a curse that will change the world. So nothing crazy, you know, new that I haven't read before. This is the kind of formula in fantasy that I do tend to like, so I am definitely intrigued to pick this one up. And then one that is absolutely stunning is the Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I've heard a lot about this book. I feel like I saw quite a few people getting early review copies and rating it quite highly. I, again, love the colour scheme on this. The sprayed edges are so beautiful. The naked hardback is just Illumicrate, in my opinion, knocks it out of the park with their naked hardbacks every single time. We have, again, absolutely beautiful end papers. Just based on the title, this one I'm assuming is some kind of academy setting, but I really don't know. If I'm being honest, the kind of little blurb is going straight over my head right now, but nevertheless, I'm still really excited about this one. Then I have my two YA Fairy Loot books. So the first one is Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. All I know about this one is it is sapphic vampires, and I heard that and I was sold. Like, I love vampires, I love sapphic books. This again is an absolutely gorgeous copy. So yeah, this one, it's also very short, so I feel like this is one that I kind of could fly through. So I'm probably going to be picking this one up sooner rather than later. And then another one that I really want to pick up really soon is The Glittering Edge by Alyssa Valere. This, again, such beautiful copy. Like, I've been a subscriber of Fairy Loot for so many years. Remember when a Fairy Loot exclusive edition was a hardback with a signature and maybe a solid sprayed edge? So seeing it kind of come this far is crazy to me. But this, the end paper art is maybe some of my favorite end paper art I've ever seen in my life. I know that Frostbite Studios did the art for this. They do some stunning Cruel Prince art specifically, but this is the naked hardback. And I also wanted to show off the reverse dash jacket because it's just like this character art. And again, I just love the style of it. I think it's so cool. This Fairy Loot box also came with overlays for the book as well, which I think is such a cool addition. But this one I've heard in some ways compared to the Raven Boys. And I love the Raven Boys. It is one of my favorite series. So that kind of just had me hooked. I know that there's something to do with a family curse and rival families. And honestly, I'm sold. I'm so in. Then the Fairy Loot adult picks, we have Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I own every Olivia Blake book. I read one. I read the Atlas 6. I didn't love it, but her books are always so intriguing to me. Just the synopsis, the vibes always seem so cool. This one on the back just says, money is the family business, magic is the family curse. This is a beautiful copy once again. Beautiful end papers. And then the naked hardback. This one I believe follows 3 siblings. And that's literally all I know. I just know that money is the family business and magic is the family curse. I will be getting to this at some point, but like I said, I have so many Olivia Blake books to get through, so not quite sure when this one will be read. My other adult pick, This Monster of Mine by Shalani Abai Sakara, I think. I'm so sorry, my pronunciation is terrible today, but this is up there in one of my favorite Fairy Loot editions I've ever received. I absolutely adore the color scheme, the sprayed edges, the back. The naked hardcover is insane. Like these kind of portrait style, oh, I can't get over it. And then the end papers with the foiling. This is one that when I received it, I nearly put down my entire TBR and just started reading this one. I'm so excited about it. The little blurb says, she knows the taste of death, he'll stoke her hunger for it. I love it. I want to read this so bad. And then finally for my standard subscription books, I have the Romantasy picks. This first one is Firebird by Juliet Cross. I know there's been some controversy around this one, mainly to do with the kind of dynamic of the main relationship in here. And obviously everyone is entitled to their own opinions. If it's not something that you're comfortable with, then you absolutely don't have to read it. But this is one that I still want to give a go and see what I think, because I know that obviously, like I said, everyone has different kind of comfort levels with certain dynamics and content in books. And just from what I've heard about it, it doesn't sound like one that's going to make me personally feel any type of way. So I do want to give it a go, and then also I can make a kind of informed review and informed decision about whether or not I would recommend this one. This one I know is inspired by the Roman Empire. There is dragons in it, And I mean, this edition is really, really beautiful as well. It's got gorgeous sprayed edges, it's got nice end papers and pretty foiling on the dust jacket. So I'm definitely going to be giving this one a go, and then I can, yeah, give a proper informed review on the content in it. And then another of my just favorite editions that I've ever had, this is Windweaver by Julie Johnson. Fairy Loot is just absolutely killing it with their editions right now. Like, this is so insanely beautiful. The naked, look at this, look at it, it's so fucking pretty. And then the end paper art as well. Look at the boys. This one again is one that I know absolutely nothing about. I never heard anyone talk about it before I got it in the box, but just based on how pretty the edition is, I'm sold. It says, a prophecy reignited, a storm unleashed, a love that could shatter everything. So again, basic romantasy, but like, I'm a sucker for just a typical romantasy or fantasy plotline. So listen, I'm intrigued. I want to read it. Finally, we are on to the last little collection of books. So these are just miscellaneous special editions that I've acquired from various places. So I'm first going to talk about my Illumicrate edition of the Ragpicker King because I talked about it at the very start of this video. I love these editions so much. I have also pre-ordered the Fairy Loot copy as well. I'm not sure when that one is due to ship, but even though this is not my favorite Cassandra Clare series, I am just such a sucker for anything she writes that I can't resist. Like, I have an entire shelf right over here, only a skinny shelf, but a shelf nonetheless, of just entirely Cassandra Clare books. She is one of my favorite authors, so I couldn't resist. Then my other Illumicrate edition, I have Holy Terrors by Margaret Owen. This is the third book in the Little Thieves trilogy. I haven't read this series. I do have all three of the Illumicrate copies though, because I think they're so pretty. I honestly don't really know too much about it. And obviously I can't read the synopsis of the third book because that's going to give me spoilers, but I just get really good vibes from this one. I have tried to read Margaret Owen's other series, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. I didn't love that one, but this one seems completely different, and this is one that I just heard really good things about. Then my two Fairy Loot special editions, I have Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales by Heather Fawcett. This is the last book in the Emily Wilde series. I have read the first one of this, so well done me. And I did really enjoy it. These copies are also just so stunning. This is like a kind of cozy fantasy with fae. These feel like really good palette cleanser books, and they also give me like summer vibes. I read the first one last summer, so I might try and read books 2 and 3 this summer. And then I have Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko Kadono. For some reason, I'm really struggling with that last name. But this copy is absolutely gorgeous. I do have my, you can see it right back there, the Fairy Loot edition of Howl's Moving Castle, and this one matches so perfectly. I haven't read Kiki's Delivery Service or watched the film, but this also feels like it's going to be a good palette cleanser book. This is so pretty. I know this is a middle grade. I know that one of my besties, Ruth, absolutely loves the film. So I am excited to give this one a try. It does also have really pretty illustrations on it. But if I'm being honest, the main reason I bought it was just so that it would match my copy of Howl. Okay, I have two kind of like box set-y type ones. So the first one I have is really heavy, but this is from Fae Crate. This is the first 4 books in the... Is the series? I think the series is just called A Soul to Keep. I read the first book in the series at the beginning of this year, and I really enjoyed it. It is a monster romance series, but it is very soft and very fluffy. They did an initial run and I didn't buy them then. They did a re-release. I didn't buy them then. It was on the 3rd time that I caved and bought them because they are so beautiful. They come in this slip case, which is kind of like holographic. I will get the actual books out to show you. I said these are the first 4 books. They did also do a set for the second 4 books, which I have also pre-ordered, so I'm impatiently waiting on those. But this is book 1, A Soul to Keep. We have book 2, A Soul to Heal. Book 3, A Soul to Touch. And then book 4, which I think is my favourite cover, A Soul to Guide. So yeah, like I said, I've only read the first one of this 8-book series, and I did spend a lot of money buying the special editions, but they're so pretty. I couldn't help myself. I need to figure out some way to display them because the spines are nice, but like they're nothing crazy, but the covers are so pretty that I want to display them. And because they have all this like holographic foiling on them, they catch the light so nicely. So I need to figure out some way to display these. And then we have my Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti special editions. The first one I have is a set of 4. These have been sitting at my friend Bryony's house in the US for easily over a year now, and I have finally got them in my hands. But these are the Mystic Box editions of the Kings of Quarantine series. Again, they're really heavy, so I'm gonna just hold up the first one for now. But yeah, this is all 4 books in the Kings of Quarantine series. I have not read this series, and again, I spent a lot of money on pretty special editions, but I know that I love the author's writing. I've talked about it quite a few times. Zodiac Academy is in my God tier book series, and Bryony has also read this one and she had a good time with it. So I couldn't resist. They're so pretty, and they are also signed. And I mean, I will say in terms of special editions, these aren't like the craziest. They have these nice sprayed edges and they've got like foily naked hardbacks. But yeah, they're not like, you know, the most amazing outlandish special editions ever. But I actually really like the kind of simplicity of them. I just think they're beautiful, honestly. I think they are absolutely stunning. And I am really, really excited to make a start on this series as well. So yeah, I now have special editions of the whole quartet. And then the last book I have here is one that I've seen so many people unboxing, and I'm so happy that I have my copy. It is the special edition of The Awakening Zodiac Academy Book 1. Now, this is a special edition that the authors themselves have created, so it is... like, I know that a lot of people were kind of shocked by the pricing when these originally came out, but truly I think that this is so worth the money. Like, the price is so worth it. We have this beautiful foiled dust jacket with Defy the Stars on the back. Yeah, we have these sprayed edges, which when all of the books are out, the sprayed edges are going to kind of come together to create a picture, which I'm so excited to see. On the reverse of the dust jacket, we just have the art from the front, but kind of taking up the whole of the dust jacket. It is fully foiled and gorgeous. We have end papers which are signed and different on both sides. And then what I actually didn't realize was going to be in there, which is my fault. I should have paid more attention to when they were talking about the features. But there is overlays, and they are like proper thick art print overlays. Let me try and find one that's not a spoiler. But here we have my girl Darcy, and then one of them is just a full color map. Like, this edition I think is so gorgeous, and like, in my opinion, oh, the foil is really, really shiny. I feel like they really went all out on the customizations for this, and to me it's worth the price, and it's one of my favorite books, so like I couldn't resist. But yes, those are all of the books that I have acquired in the last 2-ish months. There's 39 if I've counted correctly, which is, listen, it's too many books. It's too many books for a 2-month period, but hopefully you enjoyed seeing them and me going through them, telling you a little bit about all of them. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you feel like it, and hopefully I will see you in a new video again soon. Bye!